Okay, got it. Maybe you've experienced something like that. There's a wide array of emotions around implanting and explanting, and I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it. There's no judgment. It's just about coming into acceptance of wherever you are on this. I want to create a beautiful, safe space for us right now. So, and I want us to be grounded before I really dive into the practices that we're going to do together. So wherever you are, take a moment to get comfortable in your seat, maybe take a few breaths, connect with your body. If your feet are on the ground, feel them kind of pressing into the ground and make that connection. And bring your hands to your heart. You can keep your eyes open or close them, whatever you want to do. Take in a few breaths. And imagine a bubble of safety around you right now. That all that's happening in the world right now is this experience in the next hour. And it's an experience of acceptance and healing and creating beauty from the inside out. And as you bring that into your own body and into the bubble that's around you, I want you to envision expanding that energy of healing and beauty and safety into the space that you're in. So clearing the energy of the space that you're in, wherever you are, in your car or your office or whatever it is, create that bubble of safety and then picture it radiating out and clearing the space around you. So if your eyes were closed, open them back up and let's begin. I always like to begin with a blessing like that. Okay, I'll give you ladies a roadmap of where you're going so you know what we're doing. First, I'll talk a little bit about what energy medicine is and why it's helpful to you with breast implant illness or whatever you have going on. It supports your whole body. And I'll talk then more specifically about how we can use that with our breasts. And then we're going to go into the hands-on practices that I will teach you to enhance your healing and balance your energies in your body. And then we're going to go into the emotions around all of this and do some tapping to move that out and clear that out of our bodies. And then we'll talk about next steps and how we can continue this journey together. So when I was preparing for this, I'm going to move my chat box because I can't see some of the screen. Okay, you've had your implants for 30 years. Done with them. Yes, I love that. I love that energy. I was kind of in the same way too. I appreciate you sharing that. Okay, so I looked up, I just thought it'd be fun to look up the definition of what the breast is. Like, what's the definition of the breast? And it was really interesting. So I wanted to share this with you. There's 3 different definitions. I said 3. There's 3 different definitions. Okay, the first one is very utilitarian. Either of 2 soft, fleshy, milk-producing glands on a human woman's chest. True. Okay, not very romantic or, yeah, very utilitarian. Okay, the second definition is the breast, the chest, where emotions are felt. So that's getting in a little more deeper. There's a lot going on emotionally in this part of our body. And then the third one is the one that I really loved. And this is why I wanted to share all of this. So the sentence, the example sentence they give is, to make a clean breast of the situation, to speak honestly about something previously lied about or kept secret, to make a clean breast of the situation. Like, wow, that's what I feel like the energy is that I'm in. I'm coming clean. It's a clean start. It's a fresh start. Whereas the implants maybe were, something that I wasn't open and honest about. Like, I presented myself as having this natural form, and I'm not keeping that secret anymore. I don't have the implants anymore, and I'm here in freedom and empowerment. And this is some really healing energy. So I'm embracing the spirit of making a clean breast, a clean start. And that's how we're going to move forward in this hour. So I just thought that was interesting. I hope you enjoyed that. Energy medicine. So Eden Energy Medicine is, I'm a certified practitioner, and I'm also an intuitive life work coach. And I came to do this, like I mentioned in the beginning, when I was at a really low spot in my life. And a friend, I was on a women's community online, just like this, and the facilitator introduced us to Eden Energy Medicine. And I began doing it. And I will tell you, my life changed. I was in a really low spot, and I began to be able to feel the ground beneath my feet and be able to make some steps forward in my life. And even though the difficulties were still there, I had the personal power to move forward and deal with it. So that's how I got into this work. And I cannot recommend it any more highly. It's very powerful for wherever you are. And it works emotionally and physically at the same time. So pretty amazing stuff. And I'm going to introduce you to some good little tidbits today to help you get started. So energy is energy. We're all energetic creatures. We're magnetic. We're electric. We know that our brain has brain waves, right? We can measure it. We've seen that before. Our heart is highly electrical. We've seen the heartbeats and the movement there. Our nerves are synapses that fire off electrical impulses. Our cells open and close with positive and negative charges to let in nutrients or let out toxins. We are electrical and magnetic. And this field is all around our body, and it's spinning in and out of us and through us, and has a deep purpose in our body. So our energy system is just like any other system in your body, like your skeletal system or your endocrine system, your digestive system. You also have an energy system. And the energy system is like the undergirding for everything else in your body, and it supports every other system in your body. So when it's balanced and flowing and moving, you are supporting every function of your body, emotionally and physically. So that's energy medicine in a nutshell. Your hands, because you're magnetic, we can use our hands to move energy. And that's the healing of our hands. It's been going on since the beginning of time. Now we can understand it a little more scientifically, but this is what I'm going to teach you to do. So I don't want you to underestimate the power of your own touch and the power of your own hands to bring about healing for other people and for yourself. So that's real empowerment, right? So more specifically about the energy of your breaths, your root chakra, let me adjust my mirror a little bit. Your root chakra your heart chakra is right in the center of your chest over your heart, and it radiates out, and chakras move out and give information to others about us, and they receive information about our world and pull it in. And so it's constantly spiraling in and out. And so you think about, like, your heart chakra they can measure it, and it can go up to 10 to 12 feet out beyond your body. So depending on what you're sending out to people, you can really influence those around you. Let me say it this way, you are influencing those around you for good or for bad. So opening up your heart and dropping and removing some of the layers that we've put over our heart of protective energy can bring real change into your life and to the life of those around you. So we have the heart chakra, and of course our breasts are sitting right in the heart chakra. So all of that emotion, all of that energy coming in and out is in our breasts. And the emotions of the heart are gratitude and love and compassion. And so all of that is coming in and out. But when we're not receiving it the way we need it, we can develop walls around our heart and armor that space and shut it down. And there's an energy called circulation sex, and that's the pericardium energy that's around the heart. It's literally the fascia that protects the heart, and it's the energy of the heart protector. And this energy system runs from your nipple out to your fingertip. So this is the energy of your breast also. So when we talk about armoring your heart, those emotions go right in our breasts, and they're stored there energetically. And the breast can become very dense and uncomfortable and lifeless. And we can get really disconnected from our breasts because of this armoring that happens through our heart and our life experiences. Energy work is a beautiful and simple way to begin softening and opening and disarmoring our breaths. And the breaths are the connection to our heart. You can reach the issues of your heart by first starting with your breaths, and it's a flow back and forth. It's really beautiful, and it's an access portal for you to your true feminine essence, that light that's inside of you. What else do I want to say about the breaths? So each breast has its own chakra, swirling energy. And so we can clear our breasts by clearing the chakras. And each nipple has its own chakra, its own little sensor that's sensing what's going on in the environment, sending out information and pulling it in. All of this is happening on an energetic level, on frequencies and vibrations of what's happening in our environment. But it's truly amazing. Our bodies are amazing. Our breasts are amazing. They are so much more to our whole system as a woman than I even ever realized. And doing this work is just, I'm in amazement. It's profound. It's really profound. And so I want to help you tap in and experience some of that too. What if you could love and accept your breast post-implant? So maybe you're already there and you have the emotions of, I want to love this. I want to love this. I want to love the way I look. Or maybe you're anticipating getting your explant. But what if you could? And I'd like you to imagine, imagine that in your life, like standing in front of the mirror, just as you are in your authentic self right now, and seeing your breasts as they are, maybe a little battle scarred. I know mine are, the scars from implanting and then explanting and stretch marks and nursing, and they don't look like they used to, but they shouldn't, because that's not who I am. So imagine yourself standing in the mirror and taking in yourself, the being of you as a whole, and seeing beauty and feeling confident as you're looking at yourself. And even maybe feeling more than confidence in your breasts, but feeling beautiful. Being able to look at your own chest, your own figure in the mirror and feel beautiful and feel sexual and attractive. And this is the energy that I want to connect you with. Because when you can clear away that armoring, when we can disarmor this part of our body and allow the essence of our heart to shine through, it shines through our breasts, and we become radiant, and our whole being becomes radiant in a way that people are really attracted to. I've experienced it. It's really interesting. I want you to experience it too, because you can. Once you clear away all these heavy, dense emotions around the heart and the breasts, there's an openness that happens, and vitality of this new energy comes in, and there's new people in your lives. It changes your relationships, certainly changes the relationship with yourself, but it will change the relationship you have with others because you feel differently about yourself. And it opens up joy and laughter, and just imagine what that could open up in your life. So, okay, let's begin the hands-on practice. I'm going to take a drink of water really quickly. I'm doing good on time too, because we have plenty of time for this and then your questions. First thing I want you to do, and I'm going to explain it, is start rubbing your hands together. Okay. And we're charging up the energy in our hands, and you'll feel the warmth start to generate. We all take this for granted, but this is what's happening. We're charging up the energy in our hands, and you can shake it off, move that out, charge them up again. We're getting the energy flowing out of our hands. We want them to be really alive so we can move and connect with our breaths. Okay. And so if you've just had surgery, I want to speak about this a little bit. You can keep rubbing your hands. If you've just had surgery, you can also work in the field of your body. So what I mean by that is, let's say you have scars under here, maybe you have stitches and drains right now, wherever you are, you can work in the field of your body. So I'm going to do hands-on practice here with touching the breasts and moving around. But if you you can just work about 3 to 6 inches beyond your body, or actually an inch beyond your body, whatever you're comfortable with. And doing figure eights is how energy travels. So why don't we start with just making figure eights over our breasts? It's bringing healing energy. Figure eighting anywhere. You can do it in and out, up and down. Figure eights move energy and help it connect in a harmonious way. Now that our hands are charged, I just want you to bring your hands onto your breasts. Yeah, and take a breath and start to connect. Yeah. And you know, when we're doing these hands-on practices, we're going to be moving lymph in the body, and which is a detoxing process. So lymph is so powerful, and that your breasts are full of lymph. And so I keep saying, and so, sorry. Your breasts are full of lymph. Moving the energy moves the lymph. So this is really good news. Secondly, moving any sort of energy supports your whole body overall in your detoxing process. So wherever you're coming from, whatever your degree of, whatever issues you have going on in your life that you need to heal, small or big, this is going to support you in that. And then just begin to kind of circle around your breasts. We're just taking a moment to feel connection and to generate that connection with our breasts. And maybe you're not used to touching them. Maybe you are. I don't know your situation, but I think me years ago, I would have felt really awkward doing this, but I'm leading here, so I'm okay with it. And I want you to know that you can do this. Obviously, you can do this practice in the privacy of your own home, and you don't have to share it with others if you feel modest in that way. So, okay, so any movement and palpitation of the breast is so good to get the lymph flowing and get the energy moving. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to start to engage with the energy meridians of the body. And we'll get a little more specific. So I won't give you tons of details, but I'm going to show you what to do. So I want you to start tapping under your eyes on your cheekbone. And this is the meridian endpoint of your stomach meridian. The stomach meridian runs directly through your breasts. And so this is clearing the energy from your breasts, one of the ways to do it, among other things. It also clears the emotions of resentment and over-giving, over-caring. It helps you find more balance with your boundaries when we tap here. Okay. And while we're doing these practices, remember to keep your breath flowing. Okay. The next place I want you to come to is find your collarbones, and the center of your collarbone, come right below and start tapping there. Okay. This is the end point of the kidney meridian. And kidney meridian is the generator of energy in your body. It's going to keep the flow of all the systems moving in your body. So that's why we're tapping here. It's opening up the energy all the way up the front of your body from the bottom of your feet. It's a really powerful meridian. So if you're feeling kind of sleepy or sluggish, tap this point called K27, okay, to support your body and your energy. Okay, the next place we're going to go to is your sternum. So just come down a little bit in the center of your chest, that hard bony part. And we're going to start, you might be a little tender here if you've just had surgery. And again, you can work in the field. Remember that you can work right above the area where we're actually touching if you have tenderness there. But I'm going to tap pretty good. And actually, I like to thump this with my chest. And sometimes I do it like a heartbeat. But we carry a lot of tension across our chest, and thumping like this really releases. It opens up space and it feels amazing. So if you have a lot of tension, you've gone through something, anxiety, you've had a busy day, and you want to let some of that out, thump on your sternum. Think of the gorillas, like it's very empowering and opens up space in your body. And that's encountering lung meridian. And lung meridian is the emotions of grief and letting go, which explanting is a big part of that process, right? And the breath. Yeah. Okay, so next place let's go to is coming back to the breasts. Okay, we're gonna come into our nipples. And it's always good to hold and love and touch your breasts. Send them love and gratitude for all that they've done, all that they are for you. So the energy of your nipples, I mentioned this a little bit earlier, circumsex energy, it's the heart protector, the pericardium energy. And in Chinese medicine, we call it we personify these energies, the warrior queen, because she protects your heart, your emotional heart and your physical heart. But also she needs help because those patterns can get established in your body and you may have moved on, but those emotions and the energy assignment of them is still in your body and specifically in your breasts. So if you have a lot of tenderness in your breast tissue and in your nipples, that's dense, congested energy. And energy needs to move and flow. And that's what brings health to your body. So when energy is dense and condensed and stagnant and not flowing, if that goes on over time, that's when physical issues can develop. So we want to keep things moving and prevent any of that ever happening. And the way to do this is connecting with your nipples, are one of the ways to do this. So circumsex energy runs from the nipple through the inside of the arm and off your middle finger. So nip to tip, from the nipple inside of the arm and off your middle finger. Okay, so we're going to do what we call flushing this meridian. So I invite you to do this with me. Rub your hands together. Okay, shake them off a little bit. So start with your nipple. It doesn't matter which side you start on. Come through the inside of your arm and off your middle finger. Okay, we're going to do it on the other side. Off your middle finger. Okay, that's running it forward. So to flush this meridian, to flush any meridian, you run it backwards once and then forwards 3 times. Okay, so to run it backwards, we're going to go tip to nip. So we'll start at the finger and draw to our nipple. Okay, so let's do it backwards once, from the tip of our middle finger all the way to the nipple. And on the other side, tip of the middle finger all the way to the nipple. And now we're going to run it forward 3 times each side. Nip to tip, 1, 2, 3. And on the other side, nip to tip, 2, 3. And that's how you flush a meridian. And so we just flushed the energy of circumsex that runs through our breasts and all around our heart. And it was that easy. And I'm going to show you an even easier way to do it. Because if you're like, what goes forward, what goes backwards? First of all, you can't do anything wrong. Your energies are not going to betray you. You're not going to be able to make anything bad happen. There's no bad effect of moving energy. Your body's only seeking balance. So we're encouraging the body to do what it naturally knows how to do. So don't be afraid to do anything wrong. And I'm going to show you a really easy way to clear circumsex energy that you can even teach to kids, your friends. It's so easy. So you're just going to bring your hands out in front of you together, palms together, and just run one hand along the inside of your arm and then the other, coming and connecting to your nipples. And so basically I am running this meridian forwards and backwards. And I'm also getting heart meridian in here. It connects to the pinky and the armpit. I'm getting lung meridian, which comes from the lung to your thumb. So I'm catching a lot of meridians here, and I'm really revitalizing my flow of energy to my body. And you might feel that. Like I feel an openness, sort of a cooling sensation in my body after doing that. Energy work is amazing. Another thing about your nipples, because the circumsex energy is right there, pinching your nipples is a good thing to do. It's kind of like a release valve, releasing that extra pressure that can get stuck in your breasts. Just not a painful pinch, but a gentle pinch. And if it is painful, just do some figure eights and maybe start with holding and massaging and then work your way up. Because as you move that energy out, you'll have more vitality and openness and your breasts won't be so sensitive. And then one more thing I want to show you that for your overall healing and health, and even if you're not healing from anything right now, I do this every day. And it's a crossover shoulder pull. So I'm just engaging, I get into my trap a little bit because it feels good, but pull down from your trap muscle, cross your chest and off your opposite hip. Okay, I'm gonna do that on this side. So I'm gonna go my right shoulder to my left hip, and I'm just gonna go back and forth, left to right. I'm pulling off of my shoulder, down through my chest, off my opposite hip. And so what I'm doing is I am encouraging the flow of my energy to cross over. So we know that the right side of your brain affects the left side of your body. Energies are the same way. They travel in figure eights and it needs to cross over. So by doing anything we do with our body that's connecting one side to the other, is helping your body to cross over. And the reason this is important is there's a condition called going homolateral. And if you're feeling a lot of people that have like just loss of energy, because this is one of the things that I struggled with. I just had no energy at all. I just had exhaustion all the time, no get up and go. What happens is your energies can get stuck like this. They need to be crossing over, but you can get stuck in a homolateral pattern. And it is the body's wisdom, because when we need to rest, when we're not well, if in depression, our body says you need to slow down. So it goes homolateral and we don't have the energetic support because our energies aren't crossing over and we feel really tired. And in a perfect world, we would listen to that. We would go rest, and then our energies would cross over again, and we'd be restored back to our regular amount of energy. But that doesn't happen generally the way we live. Our body goes homolateral and says you need to rest, whether it's to heal or just to sleep and revitalize. We don't listen, like we're shopping or running errands and we're super tired, but we got to keep going. You got to take the kids to the meeting, or you got to, do this thing at work. And so our body can get stuck in this pattern. So if that resonates with you, you're probably homolateral. And so doing anything where you cross over, another treatment is to do figure eights over your eyes, and that can get your energies crossing over. So there's lots of things we can do to correct that. When you're homolateral, you're only operating at about half your energetic potential. So you feel tired, right? Yeah, you feel pretty tired with that. So those are the hands-on practices. And I'm going to move on to the next thing, but I'll have time when we wrap up for you to ask me any questions that you have about that. And even like for you that haven't explanted yet, I would start with these practices now, because you're training your energy, you're disarmoring your heart, you're opening up the flow, you're creating space, you're doing all of those good things that will only help you heal all the faster once you do have your surgery. So I encourage you to get started right away. Okay, so this next part, I want to connect with some of the emotions around having implants, having breast implant illness, needing the implants, wanting to get them out. It's complicated, right? There's a lot of emotions that happen. So there's a meditation. It's from the Taoist tradition, and it creates a connection between your heart energy, your breasts, and the energy of your lower body. So it's called the uterine channel, this front of the body. It's called different things in different healing traditions. Your center channel. There's an energy center in your sacral chakra. So in your pelvic bowl, in your womb area, there's an energy center there that has many different names. The lower dantian, Mingmen, doesn't matter what you call it, but it's there, and we can draw on it and bring that up and connect it to our heart. And it has magnificent healing powers. It has healing powers for your spirit and your heart and your emotions, but also for your physical body. It affects everything about you because it's moving the energy and connecting this energy. It's the vitality, the chi that you were born with that comes in. It's your inheritance. And we can use it and tap into it to bring new life into our body and our life right now. So we're just going to do a little meditation. So I hope you'll join me in that. And then I'll ask you some questions afterwards. Okay. So get comfortable if you're not already. And sit up really tall. It's okay if you're laying down, but wherever you are, just make sure your spine is straight so we can get that flow of energy up through our torso and our spine. Yeah, and begin to connect with your breath. Maybe a deep breath in, deep breath out. Yeah. And start to generate the feelings of acceptance and maybe even sensuality in your body. Like the beauty of you as a woman, not the beauty that you see with your eyes necessarily, but the beauty that you feel in who you are and how you express yourself as a woman. And then I want you may need to look to see what I'm doing, but we're going to just begin circling around the breast with a really feather light touch of your fingertips, barely even engaging, almost as light as a tickle. And continue to breathe and begin connecting that breath with the sensation, the gentle, sensual sensation of your breath. We're generating a healing energy. Yeah. And as you breathe, bring your awareness down to your pelvic bowl. And start to imagine this powerful cleansing fire that exists, the warmth and energy, your chi that's in your pelvic bowl. And with each breath, you're pulling it up like a bellows, firing up through your middle, up through your heart, and into your breasts. The warmth, this healing glow. And now rotate your fingers the opposite way. Just start circling gently, light as a feather around your breast the opposite way. Breathing in and connecting to the warmth and radiance of your pelvic bowl. Connection of your uterine channel. Into your breasts. Feel the warmth in your heart. Maybe around your nipples. Yeah, begin to breathe. And now with your breath still moving, bring one hand onto your heart, just to the center of your chest, and the other hand below your belly button, so to your sacral chakra. And just feel the warmth of your body there. Feel the connection. And now breathing in that energy and that fire that's within you, that's residing in your pelvic bowl, up through your torso, up through your spine, up into your heart, into your breasts, filling and radiating with warmth and acceptance. Continue to breathe this cleansing power coming up through your breasts. And as you breathe, begin to open up a dialogue with your breasts. What would you say to them? Keep your hands on your heart and on your right below your belly button. What emotions come up for you around your breasts? For me, it was sadness that I had scarred them in the way that I did. And there was also gratitude for how I was able to feed my babies. And there's also some anger over that my breasts don't look the way that I want them to, the way other women have breasts that I don't have. So all of that. What's your relationship with your breasts, and what feelings come up for you right now? Maybe there's no feelings. Maybe it's numb. So stay here for just a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to write in the chat what emotion came up for you, a few words. And if you want it to be private, you could send that message directly to me in the chat. But yeah, what feelings are there for you? Like, what's there that needs to be acknowledged and given a voice so that it can be let go, so it can be cleared away, and you can create something new and different, like that new relationship with your breasts. We need to clear away whatever's in there from the past so that we can become a new creature in this authentic way that we are without the implants. I'll wait another minute to see if anybody's willing to share something. I know there's a delay in the comments. Okay, I want them to know that I will try my hardest to love them and heal them. Yes, I love that. I love that so much. Do you have any negative feelings towards your breasts? Is there anything that you want to release? I felt the same thing too. I mean, I felt so much compassion, like gratitude for this part of my body, and that I had taken it for granted, and then I just like had implants put in and didn't really ever take care of my breasts, and I just took this part of my body, this was such an important part of my body, for granted. And I did have regret over that, some sadness over that. So okay, I'm going to go ahead. I want to take everybody through just a really brief tapping experience, because I just want you to get a little taste of how powerful it is. It's tapping on meridian endpoints, and you may be familiar with it. I want to lead you through that because this is part of what I do in my energy coaching work with people. And I'm going to come up with some emotions that we're going to release that probably we all have had towards ourselves at one point. And the women that are going to be watching the recording aren't here to give, their emotional experiences. So we'll just move forward with some emotions that I think we probably all share. Okay. So the tapping process is really easy. I'm going to tell you some places to tap with your fingertips, and you're going to tap in different places on your face and on underneath your collarbone. And you're going to repeat some phrases after me. So if you're in a public place and you can't repeat them out loud, you can say it internally to yourself, but it is much more powerful if your brain can hear you saying the phrase. It completes the circuit of what's happening. Okay, so I want you to take in a breath and let it out. And begin tapping between your eyebrows. And you can use one hand or two. Just a gentle tap. This is bladder meridian endpoint. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to be exact because your body's going to feel the resonance of the tapping. Okay. Okay, keep tapping and then repeat after me. All of these feelings I have about my breasts, I acknowledge them. The way I feel about my breasts right now, I'm curious if I can change this. Now I want you to come to the outside corners of your eyes and tap on that bone, the outside corner of your eye. Yeah. And even though I have negative feelings about my breasts, I deeply love and respect myself. Even though I've taken my breasts for granted, I deeply love and respect myself. And then come on your cheekbones under your eyes, just like we did in the hands-on practice, same tapping point. Take in a breath. I want to let go of the judgment of myself. I release and let go of the judgment. And then I want you to come down under your collarbone and tap here. I let go of needing to look a certain way. I release and let go of comparing myself to others. I don't want to live in that energy anymore. So I'm letting it go. And then come back up to your eyebrow point between your eyebrows. Keep tapping. Take in another breath. I let go of the judgment of other people. I let go of caring about other people's perception of me. I release that and let it go. Come to the outside corners of your eyes. I let go of needing other people's approval. I'm letting that go. I want to accept myself. And then come back down to your under your collarbone. I accept myself just as I am, releasing all judgment and criticism. I let it go. Yeah. And then let's do something for integration. Bring one hand to your side, kind of the bottom of your bra, if you're wearing one, and then the other hand to the outside of your elbow. This is called a triple worm or spleen hug in Eden energy medicine. And you just kind of rock back and forth, but it's extremely calming to your nervous system and supportive of your body's energies. So anytime you experience something emotional or stressful, this is a really good way to hold yourself to come back into safety and calmness. And no one can really even tell you're doing it. So you could be standing in a stressful conversation and holding yourself. Yeah. So that is tapping. And if we were going deeper into the experience, we would explore where those emotions were in your body. So we could rate that and we could feel the shift in energy that happened after the tapping. And a tapping session is much longer than this, but it also can be profound and really quick. So I wanted you to experience that also. So those are just some of the modalities that I use in my healing program when I work with women. I wanted to give you some really useful things that you could put into action now. But I also want to invite you to continue in this practice with me. And I would love to help and support you in your journey of healing, because you've taken this really, really brave first step of saying, I want to love my explant. Like, I want to love who I am right now. And that can be really hard because, we've got all these emotions and criticisms that are buried inside of us subconsciously. Those need to come out before we can really stand in our own power and feel truly beautiful as we are right now. And it's going to take a little work. And I would love to support you and help you have a roadmap, a path to take in that healing process, because I've done it. And it's great. It's a beautiful journey, and I invite you to share it with me. So I have a 6-week program that Georgia, can you put that up on the screen? Georgia's going to share the screen so you can see what it looks like. And she will put the link for it in the chat so you can look at it and share it. But it's called Beauty Beyond the Explant. And it's a 6-week time together to heal and to release all these old stuck emotions that we don't want to carry around anymore, and to let all of that go. To let all of that go and stand in a beautiful way in your own authenticity and power. And that's what I want for you. So it's a 6-week program, and I'll just tell you a little tiny bit about it. I've done this program before, and I made with the feedback, I made some changes, and I think I really like how it's going to be this time. So there will be salons, weekly pre-recorded salons that are full of learning and the energy work and the lessons and the hands-on work that you can participate and consume on your own in the privacy of your own home and as frequently as you want to at your own pace. So those will come out weekly. And then once a week, we will also have a time where we can all gather together live, and I can answer all your questions. We can interact. There will be a little more teaching, and we can do the live coaching together. So that will happen weekly also. And then in the midst of this, there will be a week off so that you can integrate what you've learned, what the experiences are. You can catch up, you can go deeper, whatever it is. We'll have a week in there break for integration. And there also will be a Facebook community for us. So a private Facebook community, it'll be small. I'm hoping that I'll have around 10 women in this group. So if you're looking for support in being able to feel beautiful with your new body and to love your explant, this is the way to do it. To have the emotional work, the physical work, and the support to step into this journey with other women, and we can come out on the other side with whole new possibilities in our life. Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. If you have, I'm sure you have questions, and I would love to talk to you about them. So go ahead. If you want to unmute, Georgia, I can't see the participants because of the screen share. Let me see, maybe it's because I'm spotlighted, I think, but that's okay. Keep me spotlighted. You will not be in the recording. I want to remind you of that. So if you have any questions and you want to unmute, go ahead and ask anything about the hands-on work, about the emotions that came up over the meditation, about energy medicine in general, about the energy of your breaths, how that works or flows, or even about like something specific that's happening with you, that you would like some coaching on how to help that. I had some responses from the women that have registered that things like exhaustion were a problem from breast implant illness, hair loss even, joint pain. So the things that I have shown you will help with all of that. Specifically the joint pain, I have some deeper energy exercises that I can share. I will share on I Love My Explant Facebook group. I don't remember who asked that, but I want to address that. Yeah, so does anybody have any questions about the program, about what's coming up? Because I'd love to talk about it. Feel free to unmute and do that if you do. I want to read you, let me see if I can move this over so I can see it. I got a really lovely recommendation from a woman that was in the program, and she said, Shelley helped me transition to a happier place after surgery. She is kind, intuitive, and a fantastic listener. She took the time to ask the right questions and guide me through the healing process. I learned to accept and love my body for what it has gone through. Shelley helped me to see that I am good enough. And I want that for you too, because you are good enough. And I'm so appreciative of that feedback. It makes this work so meaningful. So I'd love you to be a part if you're interested. The registration is open until, what did I put on there? I think it's March 8th. And the program will start March 10th and run until almost the end of April. So you have a little bit of time to think about it. Please engage with me, ask me questions, let me know how I can serve you. You can connect with me. You can message me directly on Facebook. I'm Shelley Davis on Facebook. On Instagram, I'm at Shelley Davis Energy. You can email me at shelley@healingenergyarts.org. So there's lots of ways you can get a hold of me. You received an email with this registration link, so you can just reply to that email also. Okay. Okay, Georgia, you can drop the screen share so that we can all say goodbye to each other. And I just want to thank everyone for showing up. And again, reach out to me if you have any questions. And I just want to offer you blessing and healing and any support that I can offer you along the way. So thank you for being here. You're very welcome. Very welcome.